أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسول الكريم. Before we start discussing the subject which we are nowadays discussing, and I left it last time at the point where we were discussing timekeeping and calendaring. But before I start that, I'll just invite your attention to the latest Nobel Prize which has gone to physics, theory of entanglement and quantum mechanics. Whenever there are such theories which are discussed or they are discovered, or when they come up, they are thrown up, and then some light is they are discussed, we say, oh yes, it is in the Quran. So anyway, I'm not a scientist, but at least what relevance I have found in these theories, I'll just point out. I'll not discuss these theories, but I'm just pointing out that to some of the facts which are mentioned in the Quran gives the facts, and these are theories. They will keep on changing, but there are some pointers which we can at least try to understand. For example, this theory, this Nobel Prize, which has been given, refers to some important facts which are already mentioned in the Quran, which are already discussed in the Quran. For example, theory of entanglement, the entanglement of the throne of Sheba, that it was changed. It could exist at two places. This is the theory of quantum mechanics, that one thing can exist at two places. And then also this theory refers to the quanta, and the theory of quantum mechanics also discusses quantum, that nothing can exist any particle or vehicle. The quantum, it cannot exist as a quantum, but it can exist only as quanta. At least two quantums come together and they exist only as quanta. And Quran tells us, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us that I have created everything as vaja. Nothing can exist singularly. They have to they have to be compatible with its mirror image, and then they can exist as quanta. So this theory in which the Nobel Prize has been given, it covers so many points: entanglement, quantum mechanics, quanta, quantum, and also the radiation. Jinn have been created at the level of radiation, which is a scorching heat, but there is no flame, there is no smoke. So all these things, if we put together, we find that there are various aspects of this theory. So I'm not going to into those discussions with them. I just pointed out. So I'm coming back to the a topic which we left last time. At the point, the last point which we discussed was that timekeeping refers to consciousness, taqwa, which in fact conscientiousness also depends upon consciousness of infinite, seeing the infinite through the infinitesimal. Man is infinitesimal. Even this earth is infinitesimal. In the entire universe, we don't occupy much place. It's very, very small. And through this small existence, through this small place, through this small portion of time, fraction of a billionth of a second, or billionth of a nanometer or millimeter, we see God. We see the hikmat of God. We see the manifestations of God, not one, but manifestations of God. So we see the infinite, the eternal, the big one, the big picture through the infinitesimal. And we had seen that this gives orientation, and orientation refers to orientation of a person, of a place, that is space, time, and situation. These are the points which we had discussed last time. Now, timekeeping leads us to calendaring. It's not just we have cited the moon for an Eid and we create confusion, and the person who has created this confusion thinks that now his job is over. He has now saved everybody from going to hell, and tomorrow everybody will go to heaven, who will be offering prayers after Eid prayers after him, behind him, and his job is over. Timekeeping leads to calendaring, and he doesn't prepare any calendar, but he just creates confusion. So, what is calendar? Calendar is a chart or a structure that divides a year into months, weeks, and days, that reflects order and motion of celestial objects and earth. الشمس والقمر بحسبان. Order and motion, they cannot exceed each other. Now, calendaring cannot be conceived without timekeeping. This led to developing of orology, time, timekeeping. Historians believe timekeeping goes as far back as Neolithic period. I'll not discuss these also in detail. I'll just point out Bronze Age, 3100 years BC. But we still don't have, our person who creates this confusion with the with the moon sighting is not aware of these things. He doesn't have a calendar. He doesn't have timekeeping. But every time and every Eid he creates a confusion without keeping time and without keeping calendar, without preparing any calendar. Sumerians, Mesopotamians, 5,000 years back, they prepared the first calendar. They divided it, the year, into 12 lunar months, 29 and 30, alternating. This is almost Muslim calendar. This is what we are following today. Muslims are following mostly this calendar. But the person who is insisting on moon sighting, he doesn't follow anything. Anything. Calendars are devised for purposes of reckoning. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says reckoning years and reckoning the months so that we can perform certain rituals. And it had other functions also, that is agriculture, floods, and so many other things. But we have only focused on religion and ritual, and that also for creating confusion. There are about 40 calendars, and these people will think that all others who are following the calendars, they will go to hell. And only those who perform, who offer Eid prayer after them, they will go to heaven. But all these people who are following 40 calendars in the world, they will go to hell. Roman calendar was lunar, not today, thousands of years back, based on phases of moon. Any person who disputes with you on the occasion of Eid, kindly ask him, have you any calendar showing the phases of moon which you have prepared on the basis of your own eyesight or your own observation? Kindly show me. And then Muslims basically use this calendar, calling it Islamic calendar. We didn't invent it. But our Muslim scholars, about 500, within 500 years, first 500 years of Islam, they had developed calendar. They had conducted all these studies and research. They developed their calendar. Only for religious dates, full of schismic conflicts. Roman king, he got prepared Roman Republican calendar so that beginning of the new year was moved from March 25 to January 1. January 1 became the first day of the year when Roman Republican calendar was published. And then January was not made official start of Roman year until 153 BCE. They also took time. There can be differences of opinions. Then Julius Caesar, 365 days calendar year, 365 days in a calendar year. It was developed in 46 BC. It is the time almost around Cleopatra in Egypt, replacing the Roman calendar which I mentioned earlier. There has been progress, and I will show you today. They have gone so much in precision that they are now calculating to the fraction of a second, which will be correct for at least 100 million years. 100 million years. I'll show you. So that is the purpose is to take you to that point. This is not the purpose to show you these details. Julian calendar, a day every 120 years. It gains a day every 120 years. So it's not uniform in all the calendars. Every calendar is own purpose. So when you are preparing a calendar, you have to see what is the purpose of your calendar. We don't have any purpose. Average year in Julian calendar is 365.25 days. But this is not correct. Gregorian calendar is 365.2425, so precise. But even this is not correct. It requires more precision. Lunar calendar 354 days, 12 months, but the time of the moon takes to go through phases, new moon, half moon, full moon, and extra month every 3 years. This type of lunar calendar, every 3 years you add extra extra month. You add if you are comparing with the solar year. But if you are not comparing with the solar year, then you don't need to attach, add, insert any month to your lunar calendar. It is only for the purposes of this comparison, making it compatible to the solar calendar. Otherwise, you don't need it. Solar calendar, 365 days, 12 months, is the time Earth takes to complete one revolution around the Sun, an extra day in February every 4 years for solar year. I'm not going into these details. There are lunisolar calendars and how much they are accurate, and how the corrections are made, in how much time the corrections are made. I'm just exposing these things before you. There are different types of calendars, as I mentioned, and out of these, I'll only say a point or two about the Egyptian calendar. Egyptian calendar 2510 BC, lunar calendar. Egyptians used the night sky to track the passage of time. So many times Quran invites attention. Look at the sheet of stars, how they move as a sheet. The sky is moving, the stars are moving as a sheet of stars in the sky as a sheet. Now, Oxim, I'm not giving you the exact analysis or doing it for you. You do it yourself. بمواقع نجوم. You calculate, you find out yourself. Find your way. This is hidayat for you. When you have to find your direction, you have to find out time. The Egyptians found out time by tracking the stars. Star Sirius, it is mentioned in the Quran. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned this? It was so important in the Egyptian calculation. It was important as it would rise like clockwork the same time every season. It would also be next to the sun every 365 days, every time.
Oh,
Then Mayan calendar, study yourself, Chinese calendar. I'm just pointing out Babylonian, Roman calendar, 700 years, another calendar, Greek calendar. They will all go to hell. Only the person who is creating confusion, he will go to heaven, and the persons who offer prayer behind him, they will go to heaven. Ethiopian calendar, Persian calendar, Aztec calendar, Hindu calendar, Buddhist calendar, lunisolar calendar, Jewish calendar is lunar. Muslim calendar, it has 12 months. There are no leap months or days because it is lunar. I already submitted that the lunar calendar, if we use it separately, solely as lunar, then it doesn't need any correction. It's perfect. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given perfect manazil to the moon. It doesn't need any correction. But if you want to compare with the solar, for example, Gregorian calendar, then it will need correction. Then there have been calendars which had 15 months in a calendar. For example, before this year, before 46 BC, there used to be a lot of confusion. Therefore, in 46 BC, this year, 46 BC, became a year with 15 months and 445 days. That year has been aptly termed the last year of confusion. They removed the confusion forever. Now there will be 12 months and there will be correction, regular correction, either as a leap year or as a leap month or as a leap day or as a leap week, they make the correction. Then there have been Roman year had 10-month calendar. And then Julius Caesar's astronomers explained need for 12 months in a year and addition of a leap year to synchronize with seasons. If you want to synchronize lunar with solar, or you want to synchronize solar with seasons, with the astronomical calculations, then you need correction. Then you need leap year, leap time. For centuries, Romans used a period of 8 days in a week in civil practice. But in 321 CE, Emperor Constantine, he is that emperor who had made Constantinople, the Constantinia, the capital. And he is the same emperor during whose time the council
Therefore,
was held and they had decided in favor of Trinity. Before that, and before the year 325, there was no Trinity. Constantine established a 7-day week. Look at the progress which was made. We say mathematics took a leap when Arabs invented cipher, zero. Similarly, it was an important milestone when the week was fixed for 7 days. And then the calculations are becoming finer and finer. 5 hours, 48 days, 40 seconds, 365 days in a solar year. Now they have come up to seconds. Now they will go further. Based on climatic knowledge, Egyptians at that time, they were the first to adopt a mainly solar calendar, first time, based on seasons, based on the knowledge of the seasons. What does that mean? Based on the knowledge of the movement of the sun and the earth, how the seasons take place, change. And when was that? When the Egyptians did it? 4236 BC. And today in 21st century CE, we are not unanimous in seeing the moon, that when the Eid will take place. Evolution of clock. Sundial, then came the water clock, the sand clock, the quartz clock, atomic clock, and then the precision starts. Atomic clock is precise, regulated, uses resonance frequencies of atoms. And then atomic clocks measure exact length of a second, fraction of a second. accurate to within 2 nanoseconds per day, or 1 second in 1.4 million years. But still, it is not exact. Where are the Muslims? Where are the Muslims? They are not in space. They are not in this business. 1.4 million years accuracy. United States standard atomic clock is said to be so accurate that it would neither gain nor lose a second in over 30 million years. That is why they are going to the Mars. They are going beyond the solar system because they have got accuracy, possible accuracy, if not absolute, possible accuracy. And then US Naval Observatory, it is claimed as a world master clock. People compare with that because they're leaders of the world. People compare their time with that clock. There may be an error of only 1 second in 100 million years. Look at the calculations. Where are we? And we boast that we have Ibn Sina, we had Ibn Sina. We have Ibn Razi, we have Ar-Razi, we had Ar-Razi. Do we have any today? I'm talking of today. Doomsday clock in Chicago.
भैया ये मुझे मेरा जो केबल टूट गया था ना, केबल टूट गया बैटरी का जो ना ये, हाँ, तो मुझे ये निकालना है ना,
Kindly,
ये
kindly,
खोलना है मुझे
please
ना, अगर ये यहाँ से नहीं
turn off
जोड़ना मैं
your
पैर,
mic, please. It's disturbing.
तो ऐसा पकड़ना.
Please mute your mic. I'm coming back to this. In Chicago, in a university, in a public school of policy, was created in response to nuclear weapons. Now, it's not in the air, it's not in just vacuum that they are going for precision. And it is not only for space travel, it is not only for going beyond the solar system. There are other uses also. If we don't have this precision, we can't use that technology. What is the technology? The nuclear weapons. They need precision because they are working with atom. They are working with nano atom. They are working with subparticle. Its reckoning includes climate change. Precisely. They will tell you that on the left side of Highway 59 there will be rain, and on the right side of Highway 59 there will be no rain. At what time? At what fraction of the second? And disruptive technologies such as bio and cyber security. If you have miscalculations in space, in cyberspace, in satellites, you can't afford it. It's a world of technology. And there you need precision, timekeeping. You need calendaring to make it simple. You need calculation behusbanin. In GPS, multiple atomic clocks, not one. In GPS, multiple atomic clocks provide very precise time, date to the GPS signals. If the signals don't synchronize, the missiles which you throw, they will miss the target. Because the world is in motion. The missile which has been fired and the missile which is going to intercept, both of them are in motion. They have velocity, they have direction, and slight nano calculation, mistake of nano calculation, they can miss each other or they can hit each other. It requires precision. Provide very precise data of time to the GPS signals. Now I leave it to your imagination. Where are we going? Should we leave this that okay, every time, every year, there's a dispute, there's a conflict, and we don't bother, let it be there. We will offer Eid, some prayer behind some mullahs and another. It's not so simple. These things are involved. That is why I had resigned from the Fatwa Council, from the moon sighting committee, and then Brother Anwar was very kind. He intervened. The president of the ISGS was very kind. He intervened, and they asked me to hold it back, don't do this, and I obeyed. But these are the precise things which we must be aware of. What are we doing? And these were the reasons that I had resigned from the Fatwa Council. There are other matters also. If you don't agree with me, kindly do your own research if it's all rubbish. But I leave it to your judgment. Now then, I'm going to another slide, which I hope we will come back to our discussion from where we had started. Yuhillunahu aman wa yuharrimunahu aman. From this ayat 37 of Surah 9, we had come to this discussion. I'm going back to the discussion of Hurmat, Shahr, Ashhar, which are haram. Why they are haram? There's a concept of Hurmat of time and space. Shahr is time. Masjid al-Haram is space, is place. So the concept of Hurmat is linked by Quran with time and space. Shahr al-Haram, Shahr al-Masjid al-Haram. These are time, they belong to time and space. I'll slowly go to these concepts, that why space was created in Baitul, in Masjid al-Haram, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls Baiti. Ibrahim alayhi salam calls it Baitik, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but doesn't say Baitullah. There is a reason. And it's not said, and it only says, Quran says, calls the Kaaba, Rabba Hazal Bait, but doesn't say that this is the Kaaba of Rabb. There's a reason. We'll go to these points. Yuhillunahu aman wa yuharrimunahu aman. From this we had gone to timekeeping, and we had gone to calendaring. Now we come back to the discussion, and here I had raised some points that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in terms of time. Shahr al-Haram is for the Shahr al-Haram. You cannot change it. It is the fixed time frame with which the hurmat, the prohibition. Here it is not respect, it is prohibition, has been attached, in which we cannot fight, even with the enemy, except under certain conditions which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has himself given as a relaxation, not otherwise. We cannot expand that law. And today it has become international law. But we did not make it the international law. We have violated ourselves. Karbala took place during the month, which was prohibited month. And out of 4, we only made 1 month as prohibited. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that for these hurumat, there is qisas. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is himself initiating the discussion that is violation, fighting in this time, which has been prohibited, is fi kabir, qital fi kabir. It is a great sin. It is one of the highest, it carries one of the highest punishments here and hereafter. Khalidun, they will all the time remain in hell. And then it has been equated with Sha'irullah. That Shahr al-Haram and Sha'irullah. Don't violate. So important, but we don't have the concept at all. We ignored all the 3 months and we kept only 1 month as Muharram. There are 4 months which are Muharram. I have been saying this. And in this ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, even if there is enmity, in terms of time, time is itself sacred. In terms of time, even if you have enmity with any people and they come within your grip, don't commit any excess during this time. This should not lead you to committing any excess. What Israel is doing today with Palestinians. Tomorrow, Palestinians cannot do this with the Israelis because there are laws. Muslims are ummatam wasatan. They are a moderate civil society. They created a civilization because of these laws. Without taboos, there is no culture. And without culture, has limits, hudud Allah. Culture has hudud Allah. There's no civilization. And the civilization is moderate. It is civil. That is why it is civilized civilization. Today we are on the extreme. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows that when this period is over, word ashhar has been used, not shuhur. What is the difference between ashhar and shuhur? We have just translated ashhar as shuhur, as the plural. Months, shuhur means months and ashhar means months. There's a difference in the meaning, shuhur and ashhar. Whereas the word shahr is a common, has both the meanings. Both the meanings of shuhur and it has both the meanings of shuhur and ashhar, both. Shahr has both the meanings. But when you say shuhur, it is plural of month, and when we say ashhar, it is plural of manifestations. وَمَا أَدْرَاكَ مَا لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ لَيْلَةُ الْقَدْرِ خَيْرٌ مِّنْ أَلْفِ الشَّهْرِ. Singular has been used, neither shuhur nor ashar, because shahr here contains all the meanings which are with the root, shahara. All the manifestations, thousands of manifestations. Shahr, it is khair min alfi shahr. It is better, best because of min alfi shahr, min because of alfi shahr. Thousands of manifestations which take place in one night. And they go to the conclusion by the Fajr. They are completed. He hatta matla al Fajr. Salaman. Complete. Perfect. They are perfected by the conclusion of the night, before the start of the day, by the Fajr, they are complete. Thousands of manifestations take place there because the Malaika are sent in Tanazzalul Malaika. This Tanzil, continuous stream of forces, Malaika, Farishta, coming in streams, doing their job. Manifestations taking place whether we can see or not. We can't see the ghaib. And then using the word ashar, when this known hurmat is over, which is known, here word ashar is used, which is known, which is maruf, which has been notified, which has been made law, which is known to everybody. When that is over, then you can faqtulu not to everybody. Here word mushrikeen is used. Mushrikeen. And where? Kaaba. Where? Masjid al-Haram. And you go through the entire ayat. What are the circumstances? Why it has been given, this permission has been given. And the whole procedure has been laid down. We start with the first word, faqtulu. Wherever you find them, you kill them. And after that, the whole process comes. Follow them, surveil them, put the barricades, arrest them, try them, If you have killed them on the first side, then why this entire process is mentioned? If you look at the penal code of any law in the world, it will say, for example, there is a death penalty for committing murder. So anybody who is, there's an accusation, there's an allegation, he has committed murder, you first kill him and then you follow the procedure. You first follow the procedure, which is called criminal procedure code, to come to the penal code to administer that punishment. This is the philosophy of law. You have to read the whole ayat. You have to go through the whole process. And then you have to come to the point which is mentioned in the beginning, that there's a death penalty for such people when it is proved. Read the whole ayat. And then this is the ayat. When the known manifest hurmat is over during those months, then you can kill them. How? Wherever you find them, catch them, khuzu, arrest them. This is the procedure. And then before that, you have to surround them, surveil them, catch them. And then for them, it's not that you go into anybody's house. You have to keep surveillance. Wait for them, to trap them, to find them, to arrest them, to encircle them. And then you have to create a whole system. And then if on arrest, on trial, and during the trial, you find that they have corrected themselves, then it's not necessary to kill them. You don't kill them. Aqamu salat, atu zakat. Because this is for mushrikeen only. This ayat is for mushrikeen. Who were the mushrikeen at that time? Who were not who were not accepting this revolution, the reform which had taken place. So it is for those people. And it is for them that this procedure has to be followed. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala again says, Inna Allah ghafurur rahim. Administer this process, this procedure with mercy, with forgiveness. So if we reach till the end of this ayah, then there's no need. There doesn't remain any need for faqtulu. Now you consider yourself. Look at the legal system in the world. Any legal system in the world. The punishment is mentioned in the beginning, and then the entire process is given. We have to follow the entire process. I think I've taken 40 minutes. I leave here. Next time, Allah willing, if Allah wants, we'll proceed with these ayat further. But these are different ayat in the same series. We'll discuss these ayat. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzat amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه. اللهم اهدنا فيمن هديت وعافنا فيمن عافيت وتولنا فيمن توليت وبارك اللهم لنا فيما أعطيت وقنا واصرف عنا شر ما قضيت فإنك يا ربنا تقضي بالحق ولا يقضى عليك. اللهم ادخلنا برحمتك في عبادك الصالحين. اللهم اخرجنا من ظلمات الجهل والوهم إلى نور العلم. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم اجعلنا ممن يستمعون القول فيتبعون أحسنه. اللهم اكفنا بحلالك عن حرامك وبطاعتك عن معصيتك وبفضلك عمن سواك. اللهم بفضلك ورحمتك أعلي كلمة الحق والدين. اللهم انصر الإسلام وعز المسلمين يا أكرم الأكرمين. Oh Allah, spread your mercy upon us. Shower us with your blessings. Increase our knowledge, grant us forgiveness, and reward us with the company of the prophets in the Firdaus al-A'la. Oh Allah, purify our hearts, strengthen our faith, increase our knowledge, and make us benefit from what you have taught us. Oh Allah, forgive our parents and all our friends and relatives who have passed away. Oh Allah, make their graves garden from heaven and grant them the Firdaus al-A'la. Oh Allah, we have many of our friends and relatives who are sick. Oh Allah, grant to all of them full and speedy recovery. Oh Allah, guide our children, protect them, and make them righteous. O Allah, grant us the power and the ability that we may be grateful for the favors you have bestowed upon us and our parent, and that we may do righteous deeds that are pleasing to you. O Allah, we seek from you all of the good, whether we know it or we don't. And we seek your refuge from all evil, whether we know it or we don't. O Allah, we seek refuge in you from incapacity, from laziness, from fear, from greed, from poverty, and from the torment of the grave. O Allah, we have many of our brethren who are living under oppression and injustice. O Allah, heal their trauma, protect their helpless, and grant them lasting peace and prosperities. O Allah, we ask with every name you have elected for yourself, that none of us leave this gathering, but his pains have been relieved, his worries have been removed, his debts have been paid, his weaknesses have been concealed, his sins have been forgiven, and his needs have been fulfilled. سبحان الله وبحمده عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. سبحان الله وبحمده عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. سبحان الله وبحمده عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته. والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على خير المرسلين. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.